Hello, I'm Brittany Carter, and this is my video for Web Standards Project Week 2. This is my header I chose. It's from Hammerhead. Here is my HTML code. I chose to do a navigation, or use navigation tags in an ordered list just because they have to be in order because the logo has to be where it is, and all the other options as well have to be in that order to match exactly how this is. So, the logo is here with, I don't have the link or the image source. I wasn't sure if I could just make something up, or so I just left it blank. I think you get the idea. And then the about goes to the about page, the jobs goes to the job page, the blog goes to the blog page. I did not include the pre-order in the list just because I felt like it'd be easier in the CSS. It would make more sense since it has an orange box to leave it off the list but still include it in the nav section. So I'm pretty sure that makes sense. Next, I did the footer. The footer I chose from the daily text site. Here are those options. It's pretty simple as well, much like the header. I did it in a footer tags and then used a list as well. I numbered, or I gave each the ID in number order, and then linked each to its corresponding site. So about goes to the about, context, much like the header. All of these go back to their corresponding pages. So that is that. For the features, I chose Apple, and I liked these boxes here. And this is on the Apple homepage right now. So goes to the iPad, the iPhone 6, Apple in the environment, and the new MacBook. So I chose a list for that as well. And then I gave each an ID just because I would need the ID for those background images here when I do the CSS. So I gave each an ID and then linked them as well to the corresponding pages. For the CTA, I chose HubSpot, and I like their orange background with their blue buttons. So here I just did a div tag with CTA header with thank you. Did a paragraph with the wording that they had, and then a link to the button to see our video, and then I'll do that, create that large button in the CSS. So here, for contact, I just used the site Evermind, and so I thought this was really cute. So for that, I used just separate div tags. I was in between doing this or a list, but I feel like that was a lot of lists. So I thought that you could section them out with div tags, and then with the CSS or the JavaScript, find a way to make them go next to each other. And then I would need, to have these lines in the CSS, these dotted lines. So I have that contact us image. I was able to take the image URL and place it here, and then underneath that with each section, so the email with the email information, the phone with the calling information, the email or the mailing with the writing information, the address. But I gave each a class because I noticed that each had these images here that I would probably need to add in the CSS. So next was the blog. It's rather lengthy, but an article that they have on their first one, but it's the Milk and Penguin. So I wasn't sure that I needed all of this information. I'm pretty sure it was just this that you were asking of us. So I took that, and then I have a header, and then I have it linked because it has link on there, and the author and all of that. I was also able to get the image, so then I was able to I chose to do a block quote since the quote was blocked in and centered here. Then I also chose to, oops, wrong, that's what I meant. Chose to just do paragraphs, each section into a paragraph, and then I used strong to show where it needed to be bolded. For about, I chose MailChimp's page, and so I started with these images, and I labeled them all heads just so I could go back, or classified them all as heads so I could go back in the CSS and make them all rounded circles like they are. So I took the images here, named them all after who they were. Well, the alternative, so if it doesn't show up, you know who they are, whose picture is supposed to be there. And then header with their name, and then their title underneath. So that goes there, and then that was all under one article with the first three, with also that chunk of text with our people. I included those all in one article. I just felt like the spacing seemed like it was two separate ones. So then here I did another one. And then, so I had the heads again. I did these the same way I did the top ones. And then another block quote that was pictured on the side. And then that logo, or that image that was here, the Creative Block Team Atlanta was here. The next is the registration. I guess last but not least, I chose Guilt Group, which just has this box here, simple and plain box. I chose to do, I created a form just because I remember doing that before with our login pages. And then you input your email address, you input the password, and then these placeholders have it just like it's here with email address, password, and then the submit button, and then the remember me with the label that says remember me and the checkbox next to it, and that closes up the form. And then underneath is where the forgot your password, and then log in with Facebook, and then not a member and sign in. So I have all that here. And I separated that just by divs. So that's it. Thank you very much. Bye.